Welcome to my channel, and today we will talk about my mythographic books. I decided to do some kind of mythographic marathon. This idea came to my mind when I searched through my books trying to find pictures for July color along, color with Ukraine, and for July we have theme of sea and beach. I remembered that somewhere in Mythographic I had perfect picture with seashore, and while I was trying to find it, I looked at the pile of my Mythographic books and I realized that I have a lot of them and I don't color in them very frequently. Yes, I did couple of pictures maybe 2 months ago and that's all. But in the same time I still look at Amazon at the newest books which they continue to produce, to publish, and of course I want them. But why I want new books? Why purchase new if I have a pile of so many books with just one picture, uncolored books? I decided that first I will color at least one page in all of my Mythographic books and then I will think about purchasing more. I won't be pushing myself too hard or limiting that I will be color only Mythographic. No, I just will select in each of the books the most inspiring or maybe the easiest pictures. I will put this pile near my working space, and if I need to color something, first I will select these Mythographic books from the pile, and of course from time to time I will be switching to other books. Just I tried to remind myself that actually books are lovely, paper isn't bad. So why I don't color in them more often? I have no idea. If Mythographic Paradise was the reason why I decided to start this marathon, let's start from the pictures which I selected in this book. So the first one I think will be this perfect page for marathon. Lovely birds, lovely landscape, and not very overcrowded as many pictures by Fabiana Attanasio. Lovely amount of details, lovely picture, and perfect for summer. So that's choice number one. And choice number two, it's this one. Honestly, another reason why I want to color in Mythographic more frequently, because I also own art supplies like gouache paints or acrylic paints, which I also don't use very frequently. And for the backgrounds in Mythographic gouache paints, they could be very helpful because they have lovely vibrant colors and they are opaque, so those unnecessary elements, like those hidden elements which unfortunately we have in earlier Mythographic books, gouache can help you to mask them very successfully. So that's why I think that they can be a perfect match. Gouache background or acrylic background and then main work with pencils. So I have a lot of lovely shades of blue. I think that blue gouache will be quite helpful to do this one. Honestly, this one I selected because I absolutely adore these flowers and I want to color them. Okay, that was my choice for Mythographic Paradise. If we started from Fabiana Attanasio, let's move to the next books by Fabiana. Frozen Fantasies, here the choice was quite easy. First I thought about this one because I love poppies. And yes, here you can play on this most successful contrast of cold colors for the background, for the ice parts, and warm colors for poppies and daffodils. But this page always bothered me with amount of unnecessary lines. Yes, you can mask them again with gouache. So that's choice number two. Choice number one, I think, is more suitable for summer because it also has some frozen elements, but it also has ice cream and it has mermaid. You know that I love to color such things. So even if this one looks much more complicated, and again I will need to mask some details like the space station or the pen inside of the ice cream. I hope that gouache will help me here also. So 2 pictures which I selected in Frozen Fantasies. The next one, which is completely untouched, it's Cosmic Spirit. I love it, but strange thing is that I love all pictures here on the same level. There are no ugly pictures, but there are also no favorites, so it's difficult to select which one you want to color first. And then I remember that actually, if my marathon will go in July and August, in August there is my birthday. So for my birthday I actually can select picture with lion. Good idea, I think. This one is maybe not the most attractive one, but I do love the idea of strength, which Fabiana associates with lion. So maybe this one. But another which I could select, it's something totally different. I don't know why, but well, for this one I can imagine several interesting color combos. I think about dark red, wine red background, and again I do love these flowers. So maybe I will try to do 2 pictures, because this book, it deserves to be colored. It's sitting on my shelf already for such a long time that I definitely need to start working in it. Deep Blue, it's one of my favorites in the whole Mythographic series, and at least here I already did several nice pictures. The next one, I decided to go quite easily. I simply opened the book. The first one looks lovely. I do love to color animals. I wanted to color more animals during summer, so why wouldn't we do this fantasy underwater castle and this beautiful turtle. And after Fabiana Attanasio, we are moving to Alessandra Fusi. Actually, in May, when I did a couple of pictures in Mythographic, I colored books by Alessandra Fusi. And if you followed me, maybe you remember my rant about how she started to use artificial intelligence. Which one I did? I think that I did Dreamweaver, and I ranted about random parts of the octopus and seashells here, and huge problems which I had when I colored this helmet of the cat. I don't think that any alive human artist would draw such strange parts of the helmet. It looks totally unhuman art. The same for the rest of the elements. Well, but I colored it, it's not bad. So after that May coloring, I had some quite bad aftertaste. But I have books, so I think that I will try to color them. In Dreamweaver, I at least find a picture which definitely looks like there wasn't any artificial intelligence used. Quite nice, with smaller amount of details. All the elements, the main elements, the secondary elements, they support this idea of Japanese theme. So this one is quite lovely. Comparing to the previous pictures, it's very nice work. So I think that this one I can color without any problems and without those complaints about strange random objects. Wanderlust. Here it was a little bit easier to select which one I want to color. I always wanted to color the red panda. It's such a lovely creature. I was quite lucky to see it once in Berlin Zoo, and I can imagine that here I can do all those glowing lanterns on some dark background. And I also love this plant. You know, near my previous house when I was born, we have a lot of these plants, and during end of August and beginning of September they look so spectacular. So I have a lot of good memories. They really looked very beautiful. So I want to color this plant. And another one which I plan to color already for many months, maybe even many years. It's this carnival thing, but somehow I think that I will postpone it closer to autumn. I don't know why. So that's choice number 2. That's choice number 1. Now the red panda, it's more interesting for me. And after Alessandra Fusi, we are moving to Joseph Catimbang, which for me probably is the best artist in the series. And if I want to purchase more, of course I want to try books by the new artist. I don't have any books by Weronika Kalinski, and I think that they promised new artist included. But I usually look at Joseph Catimbang works, so if I want to purchase more, that probably will be his books. But Voyage, it's the first one and the most complicated. Pictures are lovely. No, Voyage isn't the most complicated. The most complicated, it's Odyssey. Sorry, with those names, sometimes it's confusing. So it's a lovely one, and I love that many pictures, they have some mythological or a fantasy theme. But it was difficult for me to understand why in this one it's difficult to color, and I realized that maybe because it's the first book, they are, well, very detailed and they are very shaded. Let me try to show you what I have in mind. Like the octopus, too many black lines. As a black and white line art, it looks okay, but when you start to color those black lines, it's only confusing. The same, all those textures added on hair, on water, black shading on other elements on the water here. It's too much. The same pattern on the castle. And this shading, which, yes, for black and white art, it looks amazing. Amount of details, those delicate work with liner, it's perfect, but not for coloring book. For black and white art book, it's okay. I think that in his later books, he started to use slightly different approach, slightly different style, and that's why they are easier, more adapted to coloring. But still, book is lovely, and I think that I just need a first push to color it. I selected here Egyptian Sam, this one. You know that I already colored many pictures from different artists about Egypt, Egypt goddesses, Egypt landscapes, especially with hieroglyphs and other things. So I think that maybe I would love to color more Egyptian pictures from my books, and one day I will film another video about all Egypt Sam pictures in my coloring books. So this one looks not so terrifying, even if probably again it's too many black areas. Look at these areas, which they only crowd, complicate things. I don't understand what they mean. It's totally enough to use a hint of the pyramids on the background. Yes, Egyptian beetles, other elements, that's okay. But what we have here, well, I think that my gouache and other opaque paints will help me to get rid of the excessive areas which I don't like. Maybe that's supposed to be like sand dunes or something like this, but shading, it's not what I love in this book. But I need to start doing something here. Somehow I also love this one, but again, amount of black shading on the leaves, even on the scale here, on the body of the turtle and on the bark. Well, I have to think which media I can use here. Maybe to use watercolor through the watercolor, through the transparent paint. This texture, it will be visible, so I can use it. Well, this one requires some creative thinking and careful selection of art supplies. This one I can color much easier, so this will be choice number 1. Next, Voyage, which is much more popular on the coloring community and much easier to color here. Again, I thought first about this Egyptian theme, so maybe you can see the big difference in style. Much easier shading, much more clean line art, and I think that it was a big advantage that Joseph Catimbang decided to make the later coloring books in this more adapted style. That's why I think that he is the best for now in this whole series. And another one which I want to do is this beautiful fantasy bees, which are also turned into tiny light bulbs. You know that I love to color metal, wood and other textures, so of course this one also could be quite interesting. We will see which one I will select. Next, it's Magical Airs. Which one I selected here? Oh, this one. I think that I started to think about this page maybe 2 years ago. I promised myself to color it. I already can think about colors, but well, I think that 2 years waiting it's enough, so maybe finally I will do it, because it's such a shame that I can't do this simple page. Well, next one is Wild Winter. Unfortunately, in Wild Winter and in Magical Airs, I started to have problems with the binding. My pictures started to fall apart. I absolutely hate when my pictures fall apart. I don't like separate pictures, separate pages. I never delete page from the book, so for me all those perforated lines, they are disadvantage. And here it started to be ruined everywhere, from the binding and on the perforated edge. That's why after several pictures which I done here, I stopped to color in this book. Of course, it's stupid to stop coloring only because of the binding, but I remember that it was one of the reasons. This time when I selected picture, I selected this one. I don't think that I need to explain why, because who doesn't want to color such an adorable creatures? They are so lovely that of course they were my choice number one. That was Wild Winter, that was Magical Airs, and the final one, which together with Deep Blue, for now it's this Aviary and Deep Blue, they are my favorites among all the mythographic books which I own. So in the last mythographic, I think about this one and about this one and about this one, and there was also lovely book, lovely picture. Where did I put them? Which I wanted to color because of the plumeria flowers. Of course, I think that here. Also quite lovely. I imagine quite dark background, then on the dark background golden maybe cage, and then a white and yellow plumeria flowers and very vibrant bird. I think that it will look quite spectacular. You can see that for Aviary I have already many ideas, but I want to make progress in all my books, so wish me luck. I hope that it will be an interesting marathon for July and August. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you also have some mythographic books. Also share with me which one between the latest books are your favorites, because on some step I totally stopped to watch even the flip through of the books. I decided that when I feel that I deserve new mythographic books, I will look at them reviews of the flip throughs and I will select something. But of course I think that the next book which I want to purchase, it will be a book about dragons from catimbang. That will be my choice number one. So if you have other favorites in this series, please share with me in the comments. Thank you for watching, and until the next videos.